Hello everyone, welcome to NintenDormant, the podcast where we discuss Nintendo games that have been left on the shelf. I'm your host George Banks, and I'm joined by our resident guests John Cartwright and Josh Goldie. John, Josh, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello, I'm streamlining the introduction because you're resident guests. Or do we like the separate, or do we like the just the general hello? How do we feel about
You
that?
do what you gotta do, huh?
It's all what cousin, what's his name? Cousin Thingy's back from. You still got Grand Theft Auto on the brain. So a quick announcement before we get going this week: we are going to be recording with our Patreons our first ever live episode on the 15th of July. I should have memorised the date. Now, we will open it up to our Patreons, but John, is there a specific game you think would be good to chat with our friends there on that day? Josh, any thoughts on the game you might want to pick? I'll pitch one. Maybe we'll each pitch one, and then people can pick. What do we think?
Let's do it. I don't want to go first, though. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. What are we pitching? An old game? We pitching a new? Can we go for anything?
Go for anything. As long as it's a NintenDormant game, we can pitch it. I'm going to look here, and
We're all just looking behind us right now. Josh can't. It's green.
We'll just green screen me a wall of games. I mean, I can look to my right and I can see Kurakurin, Custom Robo.
Oh,
you know what?
Custom Robo's a good shout.
That's it. That's my shout. Custom Robo.
Okay. Custom Robo. I am going to
guys.
go Trauma Center. That's my pick.
Trauma Center's a great pick.
Okay.
Trauma Center, Custom Robo. You got a good one, John?
I will.
John's gonna throw one in at the end of the episode. Let's go.
Sorry.
So they are our three picks. Stick around to hear John's pick, and now we're going to talk about something completely different. We have reached out on BlueSky about our opening topic today, and we've got a good one from Thane Gaming, friend of the show, Thane Gaming, YouTuber, very nice channel, and he wants us to dissect. Now we've had the Donkey Kong Direct, so the game is coming up. Lots of theories floating about. We can talk about some of them, but he's picked out a choice quote from Donkey Kong Country 3. It is thus. I will read it to you. I fought in the Crimean War, but I've retired from the service, along with Big Bessie, and that's Bazooka Bear. Do we think that the Crimean War is going to come back in Donkey Kong Country Bananza?
It's a good question.
Bananza.
That's a good question, because this is like, is this a prequel? It feels like it's a prequel. I mean, Pauline's there as a baby, but a teenager, I suppose.
It makes my brain really angry.
Because, the Crimean War is the thing that forced the Kremlins to go off and become pirates. And they lost the northern Cremisphere.
Now, hang on.
Taken over by the bears.
Because you are the Nintendo Encyclopedia, so I never know if you're being serious or if you're joking.
I think he's being deadly serious.
I think you might be, but I'm not. I don't know how deep into the lore you actually have your knowledge going. King K. Rool's got to be coming back, hasn't he? He's got to be coming back. This is it. Last time to place our bets. I'm voting solid yes that he's coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a big pause from everybody else.
I really do want to believe that he's coming back. We've not seen him. I've seen all the crocodile things. I know that the stone enemy that you fight in the game, when you break it, it's a skeleton, crocodile skeleton underneath.
Gremlin,
The Bananza theory, Donkey Kong could turn into other animals. K. Rool. Could he be the monkey? Could he be transformed into the monkey?
See, that one for me, that's far-fetched. I don't know why that's far-fetched, but that to me feels like a stretch too far.
It's weird, because I would really like him to be, and there's clearly a lot of Donkey Kong Country love in here, even if they're taking the arcade elements and the Donkey Kong Country elements and combining them together. And K. Rool's had such a big comeback with Smash Brothers. But at the same time, Jungle Beat, which is the same team, just did no Donkey Kong Country stuff. And similar to Mario Odyssey obviously introduced the Broodals and just kept all the Koopalings and stuff like that out. It only kept Bowser because it's Bowser.
That's true,
That's what I was feeling too. It feels like they want these new guys to be the spotlight.
And maybe K. Rool's secretly behind everything. Maybe
Can't
he's
it
the
be
final
both?
boss.
Yeah, can't it be both?
What if he's
could
dead?
be both.
What if he's dead and these monkeys are trying to like resurrect him?
Don't
with their
kill
monkey
him.
magic?
Although I do like that as an idea. I don't know. I just there's so many clues, and when they did the direct, there was that thing about that someone has sealed up about talking the sort of entries into the missions, and you think saying someone like that is so pointed. Who else could it be? Who could it possibly be?
It was Rambi.
Rambi.
Sealed them all. That damn rhino.
We're going to see Cranky Kong shot by Rambi at the halfway point. You think you've beaten Void Co?
What the hell?
Hey, Donkey Kong, you do what you gotta do.
You've been riding my back. Ride this. Blam blam. I don't think they're going to take it. I mean, they might take it that direction.
You don't know.
He's got to turn into Ungard as well, right? Because we haven't seen any water transformation.
Yeah,
but
there's at least two more. There's at least two more transformations.
Ooh, have they confirmed that? How do you know that?
No, because we've seen a picture of like the skill tree, and the skill tree has the three, and then there's two blank next to it.
Of course, I didn't.
So there's at least two. And it's a water. I mean, we have the zebra who can run across water, so it really depends whether or not they are intending for you to dive underwater as well.
There is that clip of him swimming, isn't there? He does swim in the.
Yeah, you can swim on top of. Yeah, you can't go under. I remember when I played the demo, and I tried to see if you could swim under, and you can't.
Yes,
but obviously I didn't have any power up, so. There's also nothing under the water, at least in those first levels.
So underwater swimming is such a massive part of Donkey Kong Country. Obviously the absolutely iconic tune from Donkey Kong 1 and sort of going through with all the octopuses and the weird animals that live under the sea, the clams that shoot out the things. I almost feel like if they're leaning that much into country and those aspects of it, they almost can't not have water that you swim under. Surely. And the team, if it is the Mario Odyssey team, which it is.
I mean, yeah.
The underwater levels in Odyssey are fantastic. So why wouldn't they bring it back? It doesn't make any sense. I mean,
it's true. I mean, they might bring them back, and it might just be for later levels once you have the on-guard stuff. Then there's entire underwater levels. I mean, there's there's a whole beach area, isn't there? So
yes,
that we saw.
Or under the surface of the earth. I don't know how worried I am about the lore of it, like fitting into Odyssey and original Donkey Kong. I quite like that it's just completely random and mad. I don't know, but then I want K. Rool back, so maybe I'm just talking nonsense. I don't know.
This is the time. I'm going to be an optimist, and I'm going to choose to believe that he is back. Me too.
John, you've not picked a side yet.
I think it's all the Tiki tribe.
John, no!
Come up the little bongo heads.
Why are you going to take fate? They're the absolute worst. They're the worst enemies. Like, was it Lord? We've even done an episode about this, John. And I can't. The ice one, was it Lord Frederick or something? The leader of the ice one. It's something like that.
Lord Frederick. Yeah,
it is.
He's the Viking guy. Yeah,
like they were at least memorable and pretty good, but nothing beats the Gremlins. Nothing beats the Gremlins.
You say this, but only one of these villains is in a theme park.
True.
And it ain't King K. Rool.
It's the Tiki.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Yeah. He's also, Donkey Kong Country Returns. He's sealed at the bottom of a volcano, and where do volcanoes go? They go down.
Oh no! I bet you £1,000 that more than half the people that see that Tiki thing go, "What's that?" Because nobody cares or remembers about it.
No. They say iconic.
No, they don't.
I remember him from the theme park.
Right. I am going to fall out with you guys, and I don't want to do that because we have a whole podcast to do. So that's a game we'll be finding out more about in just a couple of weeks. But we're going to play another little game right now.
I don't like the Tiki tribe, by the way. I hate them.
Yes, it's time for the NintenDormant Quickfire Quiz. 2 rounds, fastest finger first, followed by player pass for double points. And as always, John and Josh, or should I say Jonazard and Oyu Joshachu will pick their buses. So, Josh, you first this week. What are you gonna grace us with?
I actually didn't think about this.
We're going Pokemon, we're going Donkey Kong, we're staying animal themed, something completely random. What are you going to go with?
Do the Tiki Tribe jingle.
Don't do the Tiki Tribe. Why are you trying to upset me? Actually, do you know what? I did actually quite like that jingle, though. That jingle in isolation is pretty good.
Let's go Pokemon.
Yes.
And let's go Pikachu. And let's have the sound of in Smash Brothers when he does a lightning bolt, and it's like, I think he says like Pikachu, and it goes.
Pikachu. Gosh, I haven't played it for so long. I think so.
It's like a down special.
I've got a small mini quiz here. Can you remember his original red and blue cry? Like, some of them are pretty embedded. Do you remember what his was like? What was it like?
I think so. It was like I don't know how well I can mimic a GameBoy.
just warm up the old chiptune section of your larynx. I'm going to try.
Also,
this is going to be bad.
Test.
I think it's like. It's like, kind of like that. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah, you got it. You guys got it.
But I'm gonna do Smash Brothers Thunder Chew. That's no problem. John, what are you? I swear to God, John, if you pick the Tiki Tribe, I'm gonna be so mad. Look at your little face.
You know what I love about the Tiki Tribe?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
When you bounce off them, you get a little bongo sound, like a little boom.
That is cool. Yeah.
I don't want that though. I want to have the Xbox beep when you turn on an Xbox and it goes.
I can't even.
You know what I mean?
Which variant of Xbox are we talking about?
Modern
here?
Xbox, so like
Modern
Xbox
Xbox.
One, Series X. They go like.
Oh yeah. That's no problem. I can record that live if we need to. So very exciting. Mm-hmm. Are we ever going to get another Xbox? That's a whole other podcast. We're not going to talk about that.
That's an entirely different
We'll get more
discussion.
PCs that are branded as Xboxes.
Right. Right, we have our buzzers. So, fingers on buzzers, please. Time for question 1. Here we go. Hey You, Pikachu is a game where Professor Oak tasks you with interacting with your very own Pikachu. But what Pokemon region is the game set in? Ooh. Is anybody buzzed? Nobody's buzzed. Oh, Josh is buzzed. Go on, Josh.
Is it Kanto?
Yeah, it's Kanto.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if it was some like specific, like in our Pokemon Snap, it's like this is snapping turn or whatever.
Yeah, this is the Orn region of Colosseum. And...
Wait. Is the original Pokemon Snap? Surely that's Kanto. It must be.
No, it's just an island,
it's all around
isn't it?
Kanto, isn't it? Is it?
No, it's just a random island. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Harder than I thought. Fair enough. Yes, it's Kanto. I think it's set basically between Pewter. No, not Pewter City. Yes, Pewter City and Viridian City, or Viridian City and Pallet Town.
Okay.
The start of Kanto, basically.
Yeah, like Route 1 area.
Yeah.
Where Professor Oak's lab is.
Yeah, most of the Pokemon you find there are Route 1 Pokemon in the game. Yes, so set in the Kanto region. The game, I don't remember what year it was released in, even though I've just wrote it. Didn't write it down for the history, so good. 97, I'm going to say.
Oh.
No, 2000.
No, it's definitely not 97.
It's definitely not 97. That's what
I'm going to say 99. 99.
Yeah, it's 99 or 2000. It must be one of them two.
That's why it's Kanto.
Oh, it is in Japan, 1998. In North America, 2000.
Okay, all right. So yes, Kanto. I don't think we'd had Johto yet. So yeah, Kanto.
No, Johto was about to come out.
That's right. Yes. So yes, set in the Kanto region, somewhere near the start of the game. Should have done some better fact checking. Question 2. Fingers on buzzers, please. The real-life device needed for the game is known as the Nintendo VRU, which plugs into slot 4 of the N64. But what does VRU stand for? Oh, Josh is buzzed.
Is it voice recognition unit?
Josh, very good. I thought I was gonna have to give you some silly multiple choice, but yes, the Nintendo voice recognition unit. Not a classic N64 peripheral. Only used it for 2 games.
I have half of it. So you have to plug in you have the actual headphone microphone thing, and then that plugs into something else, and then that something else is what you plug into the 64. It plugs into like this little flat brick thing.
That's the VRU, isn't it? That's the
I think that's it. So it plugs into the VRU, and there's a microphone, but there's a separate wire. So I have the VRU. I do not have the microphone that plugs into the VRU.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. Great job.
Yeah. Cool. How much do those go for now? Probably about £1,000. Yes,
see, I have it because I bought it for 100 yen, which is why I saw it for 100 yen, and I was like, "This is a Nintendo 64 peripheral I don't recognize. I'm going to buy it." And then I realized later that I only had half of it.
Top tier, absolute top tier N64 peripheral is the transfer pack. I mean, everybody loves the transfer pack.
Yeah.
Or Rumble pack or transfer pack. If you had
Both
to
of
pick
them.
one.
I mean,
I'm a Rumble Pack man.
yeah, Rumble Pack's used in more games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's a strong Rumble.
I think we talked about it during the Sin and Punishment episode. Like the rumble on that is just like, oh my god, my arms are going to fall off. It's excellent. I love the sort of delicate little rumbles of modern gaming, but the old rumble where you just feel like you're about to sort of shake off the sofa. Top tier, very nice. Question 3. I should be keeping score, shouldn't I? That would be a good thing to do to Josh.
Yeah. It's 10 points
One
to
John.
me.
Yep, that's right. Yep, lovely. Right, question 3. Gameplay features Pokemon from the Kanto Dex, plus 1 from the Johto region. Name that Pokemon. Oh, John Hazard's buds in.
I'm not even confident. Is it Togepi?
Of course it's Togepi.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, you can find a little Togepi egg. You can hatch it with some repeat visits. What are you going to say, Josh?
Oh, no. Togepi was going to be my guess. It was going to be that or Marill. It had to be one of those two, so...
Yes. Yeah,
Good old Peekaboo.
It's hard now. It's sort of we're in the era of sort of everybody analysing everything and spoilers. But I assume you two grew up watching the Pokemon anime
Yeah,
on
of course.
SNES.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. The excitement when Misty found this weird little egg and we knew nothing about it was absolutely incredible. It was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, but both Togepi and Ho-Oh was in like the
First episode.
Yeah,
First
Ho
one
was in
flies
episode
off, yeah.
1.
Yeah, super weird that they knew that already. But Togepi, and because it was so prominent as well, it was with Misty for every episode, just going,
Just
and having these
chilling
little
out.
glowing hands.
Just chilling it.
So cool. And then we got it was the film, wasn't it, where we've sort of got our first glimpse of Marill and Donafi, I think, in the
I think
fight
it's
at the
Don
start.
Fan in the film, and
Don
then
Fan, that's it,
Marill
yeah.
shows up with Trace or Triss or whatever his name is. It's like when they lose Brock and then they get the other.
Oh, Tracy. Yeah.
And he has
And,
a Marill as his main.
That's right. And there's also a Snubble in like Pikachu Vacation.
Yes.
It's like, how good is Pokemon? The first Pokemon movie.
It's
a
very
film.
good at dropping
yeah.
little.
We were
teasers
watching
for what's
the
coming up.
Netflix 3D adaptation one.
Oh,
How is it?
Well, not only does it look really weird, but they also make the film like 30 minutes longer by showing everyone's reaction to every single thing.
Oh, no.
So that the scene where Ash turns to stone, you get like the reaction from every Pokemon in that room, just going like,
Oh, how many times can you see a shocked Pokemon face? Like, guys, that's enough. Oh dear, it was so good. It's so moving with like Pikachu's little tear. Oh, if you're a Pokemon fan and you haven't watched the original movie, somehow go and watch it. It's the best one.
Yeah.
2 points to 1. Question 4. Here we go.
2 points to 1.
2 points to 1, isn't it?
yeah, I only got the Togepi one.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry.
Josh is just trying to give you more
Give
points.
me more points if you want.
Another 3. Right, question 4. Here we go. This is going to be a fastest finger first. Are we ready?
Yeah.
What word does Pikachu famously get angry about if you say it to him? Oh, it's John. Just
It's the F word. No, it's. Is it PlayStation?
It's PlayStation. I mean, possibly the F word. I haven't tested it out, to be honest. But yes, I don't know. Do you guys know if this is real? I don't know if this is an urban myth or if it's real. I think it's real.
I've never tested it, so I couldn't say.
We've got to do it live. We've got to test it right now.
We'll find it. I'll buy it for £1,000 and we will test it out. But apparently, if you say PlayStation, then he just goes Pikachu and jets out loads of lightning. I do really want to test it out. I tried to look it up online, and it was just one of those things that it's a lot of people messing about, not really sure. It's like, I need facts, verified people. But yes, apparently he gets very cross at the word PlayStation. Very good. Okay, last question of Fastest Finger First. We're tied up 2 for 2. Here we go. After 365 days of gameplay, what does Professor Oak force you to do? No. Yes, only family-friendly answers, John. Just as that sentence came out of my mouth, I thought, "Oh damn it, I'm talking to John."
I don't know what he forces you to do.
You have to do it. You have to do it in the game. And
I assume it's saying something. They force you to say something into the microphone.
Yeah, what could you say that might be quite sad?
Oh,
Josh has buzzed in.
do you have to, like, say goodbye to Pikachu. And
You've got to say goodbye to Pikachu. You've got to release him back into the wild. He's a wild Pokemon.
Of course
You have to do it. You have to say
I
goodbye.
didn't know about
release him.
this. So
Yeah.
the game makes you build up a friendship with Pikachu only to then be like, now send him away.
It's absolutely horrendous.
And now every time you boot up this game, there's no Pikachu. There's nothing.
Just an empty bedroom. No, they do give you. Pikachu does come back. He does come back if you want him to come back. Okay. But still, can you imagine being like John and I have kids who like sort of 5 and below. Can you imagine saying to them like, "Say goodbye"? You've got to let them go.
We're sending Pikachu to the farm now. Say goodbye to Pikachu.
Pikachu's going to the fur farm. Oh god, we've had somebody. Kate Gray was on here talking about sending NintenDogs to the fur farm. I don't think I can do that on another game. Yes, you are forced to say goodbye to your beloved pet Pikachu. So well done, Josh.
Wow.
That's 3 points to 2. You take round 1, and that means you're going first for play or pass. Are you ready?
Yeah, this is going surprisingly well.
All right. You've rediscovered your form after a rocky few weeks. It was the stare fall. Let's just blame it on
That's
that.
it, yeah.
Right. So, you are interacting with Pikachu to help the professor test a new device. What is the name of the device Professor Oak is asking you to test? Is it A, the Poke Helper, B, the Poke Tracker, or C, the Poke Chatter?
Is it the Poke Chatter?
It's not the Poke Chatter. John gets the point. John, do you know which it is? Poke Helper or Poke Tracker?
I have no idea. I think it's Pokey Tracker.
It's Poke Helper. A suspiciously Pokedex-looking device. It's basically, he's taken a Pokedex and painted it yellow and said, I've invented something else. It's just nonsense. This is not true. And also, it's a device which helps you speak to Pokemon. Can't Pokemon understand you already? I mean, isn't that sort of
that's
the main thrust of Pokemon is they can understand instructions?
I should have seen the obvious trap with that one.
Yeah, I thought Poke Chatter was so silly we wouldn't go for it, but it was just silly enough. Good. John, your turn. Play or pass. Here we go. So, there are 3 types of day you can have with Pikachu. Play days, discovery days, and what? Is it A, battle days, B, daring days, or C, trick days? Play days, discovery days, and something else. Josh's poker face is impeccable, by the way. Just looks like he's not even listening. I mean, there's a good chance he's just not listening, but or he just looks like he's not. It's unclear.
There's a Pikachu in a wheel running through my head.
Daring days sounds fun.
I don't think it's battle days.
Okay.
I'm going to say trick days. Or maybe
no.
I'm going to...
No. Josh, do you know battle days or daring days?
Is it daring days?
Should have stuck with your guns, John. It's daring days. It is.
Damn it.
Point for Josh.
Damn it.
Yeah, not known for its battling the Pokemon series, so I'm surprised that threw you. But yes, daring days, which not that daring. We'll get more into the sort of the gameplay things that you can do, but I think daring days include things like searching for treasure or hitting a pinata.
Daring.
It's not daring in any way, shape, or form. No. Right, this is tying the quiz up. It's 4 points to 3 for Josh. So Josh, you can seal the quiz with this question. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. There is a relatively wide vocabulary for the player to command Pikachu with during gameplay, but what is the approximate total amount of words Pikachu can understand? Is it A, 150, B, 200, or C, 250?
I'm going to pass.
He's passed it. Do you know it, John?
What happens if I pass it back?
Nothing, because you have to answer the question. But if
Can you read out the what are the multiple choice answers?
Does he understand approximately 150, 200, or 250 words? If Josh gets 1 point from this and then you get 2 on the next one, I have to make a tiebreaker. So please get it right.
I'm going to say 200.
It's not right.
But it sounds so marketable.
It sounds so marketable. It's too... Well, see, there are conflicting sources on this. So Bulbapedia tells me that it's about 200, but Wikipedia tells me it's 256. And that's so precise, I feel like that must be more accurate. Right?
Probably.
Yeah. But one of them's a Pokemon fan wiki, and one of them's just the regular wiki.
That is true. But then again, it's a quiz where there's very little to ask. So I'm going to go with 250 and I'm going to give Josh the point. So, John, you have to get this to tie up the quiz. Pressure's on. Are you ready?
Is the answer Hey Pikmin?
Part
of the series.
That's a game.
Pikmin.
It's a game we have to talk about, unfortunately, and it's rubbish. But yes, it's not, but it is creature related. During gameplay, you can collect Pika points to unlock new items at a shop. What Pokemon runs this shop? Is it Abra, Kadabra, or Alakazam?
Abra's not qualified to run a shop.
He just disappear
no
off.
way. No way. I'm going to say Kadabra.
Oh, John. Josh, do you know?
Is it Abra?
It's Abra.
He's not qualified.
He's not qualified.
He's not qualified, but he's cute. And this is the game where you talk to cute Pokemon.
Yeah.
So.
It is a very cute game. He just pops back into the shop every so often and goes, I've been robbed again. I should probably just stop teleporting all the time.
See, he's not qualified.
I know.
It's true.
I know. Sleeping job, teleport.
Never specified he was a good shopkeeper. He was a shopkeeper.
I think as well, if you had Alakazam, it would just be terrifying because you'd walk into the shop and it would just go, I know what you want. And just hand you things up. Oh, no, I don't like this. Abra's cute. Look, God, how annoying was it catching Abra in Pokemon Red and Blue?
Just kept teleporting away like a little scallion.
Who was your pick, friend? Because I picked Charmander.
Squirtle.
Right. Okay, Squirtle. And I think there's an Oddish just before Cerulean City, but I don't think I had one. So I had absolutely nothing that could put Abra to sleep or paralyze him or just
go throw a ball
anything.
And hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yes, because obviously I didn't keep Thunder Wave on Pikachu when I was 12 because it's like, this move doesn't hurt people. I'm not keeping this. I'm going to get rid of it. So yeah, I just had nothing. And just every time I found one, just want to lob my Game Boy because he would just shoot off before I got him.
Paris is the one you need. Paris can stun and poison, and you get it in Mount Moon, and it's a bug type. So actually, I don't know if they developed yet that psychics were weak to bug.
They did. Psychic didn't have much of a weakness at all in Gen 1.
Yeah, psychics
they did, but it doesn't work.
But
yeah, it basically doesn't work. Like I've got still my strategy guide from those days. It's falling apart. But I will never, I had the little not ability table. What's it called? What's the table called where it shows you their strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, the resistance and weakness table.
Yeah. That's exactly what it's called. That's what it's. Type chart. There we go. Had the type chart on it. Yes, not the Pokemon resistance and weakness table. No, it was the type chart. And I remember seeing it's basically bug, and I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else next to.
Yeah, they introduced Dark type later on to be, and I can't remember if Psychic's weak to Ghost or not.
I think Psychic wrecks ghosts in Gen 1. I remember
which way it goes around.
Crushing through Agatha with an Alakazam.
Yeah, the problem with Bug type is that you got Bug type and Psychics are weak to Bug, but like. It's like string shot is like the only bug move. It's not. It doesn't do damage.
Oh god, it's so unbalanced. Gen 1. I love it. I love it so much. But it's let's be honest, terribly balanced. That means at the end of the quiz, John, you have 3 points, but Josh, you are the runaway leader with 7 points this week. Well done, congratulations. And that means, hey you, Joshua Chu, you'll be first as we move into the main event. So yes, the game we are talking about this week is Hey You Pikachu. A quick history lesson for those who don't know. Hey You Pikachu is a virtual pet game for the N64 where the player controls their newest Pokemon pet via voice command through the bundled-in N64 voice recognition unit and microphone. That was a mouthful of a sentence. The player...
So well.
and now I've thrown myself off my stride. The player is tasked with helping Professor Oak test his latest invention, the Poke Helper, which lets humans communicate directly with Pokemon. Developed by Umbrella, this spin-off lets you take Pikachu on missions which scale in difficulty and include activities such as fishing, treasure hunting, or looking after other Pokemon. A loose sequel, Pokemon Channel, for the GameCube followed in 2003. There's been no sight of any kind of sequel since then. So yes, Hey You Pikachu, released, as we all famously know, in 2000 for the N64. Have you guys played it? Josh, let's start with you, because you said you own most of the bits to play it. So, did you ever actually manage to experience the game?
No, I've never played Hey You Pikachu, I'm afraid. It's one of the most awkward games to play because it requires a microphone. So you couldn't do it through emulation using a proper microphone like this. But because it requires a microphone, it's never been on Virtual Console. It's not been added to NSO. It's
not yet.
Not yet.
Perfect time. It's the perfect time.
It's super expensive to get in
awful.
all of its parts. It's just a really annoying game, and you can't even do one of those things where you get the Japanese version and then try and play that because it's a voice recognition game. You have to speak. I'm pretty sure the game is, reprogrammed when it got localized so that it would pick up English words instead of the Japanese characters. So you'd have to speak in Japanese or it wouldn't understand what you're saying anyway.
I'm just looking up how much... do we want to place bets on how much it is to get a complete in-box version?
Does that include with the microphone and VRU?
I assume so. It's not even said it here, but it must be, right? Must be. At this price.
I don't have any gauge for how expensive this game is. So I'm going to say 340.
No.
Is that too low?
I'm going to go
way too low.
I'm going to go grand, 1,000.
It's going here for £836. Ooh, that is horrendous. NSO, please,
yes.
Nintendo.
Even if it's a bad game, NSO, please.
yeah. I mean, finding the cable and the voice, most of the voice recognition for 100 yen. Was it 100? No, surely not 100 yen.
Yeah, it was 100 yen. Yeah, I was.
That's pretty good.
I remember because it was when the Switch was coming out, and I was in Japan, and I was cycling around looking for a Nintendo Switch because I hadn't pre-ordered one, and I couldn't find one. And so I was cycling back, and I saw sorry, Josh. This is another chapter of me. I love Josh's life so much. Where he's just the thought of Josh just biking around Japan looking for a Nintendo Switch. Thinking, who gets to do that? Josh Goldie's who gets to do that. I interrupted. So yes, you're cycling around Japan. I was cycling around where I was living.
Incredible.
In Matsuyama, looking for a Switch. Couldn't find one. Tried Toys R Us that they had there, didn't have one there. And as it came out, I saw it was a second-hand game shop, and I was making an effort to go into them. So I thought, I'll pop in and see if they got anything. It's like a hard off, I think it was. I'll find something in there. And so I couldn't see anything, but I found a basket full of just random peripheral stuff.
That's awesome.
And I was just going through it, being I wonder if there's anything interesting in here. And then I picked up the end of a 64 controller thing, and I recognised it. I was like, that plugs into the 64. And then I pulled it out, and I got this square thing, and I was like, I have no idea what this is. And then what I did was I looked it up on my phone, and I realised it was a voice recognition unit. And you see, the thing is, I must have been very tired at this point, because it has plug a mic. It has a plug. I can't remember what they're called. Where you'd plug the microphone in, but it's the same one.
An audio jack.
An audio jack.
Yeah.
It's got something like that, and I saw that, and I was like, "Is that the microphone for the VRU?" I thought it was a Wii speaker, or the Switch 2s, where it was.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, that's the microphone, and this is the thing. Oh, this is really cheap. I should buy this in the off chance I might need it someday." So I did, and then I discovered only after I'd left Japan that there was a whole microphone section to it.
And you've never found... Have you ever looked for a microphone?
In fact, I've not looked because I don't have a game that actually uses it, so I'm not in any rush to find one. But I am now wondering whether or not you could use any audio
That's what
jack
I was about to
microphone.
say. Is it just a standard jack, or is it knowing Nintendo, it's probably a specified jack, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's just something
possibly.
just the wrong size.
Yeah, I've never actually thought about it until just this moment that it could be just a generic jack. It's in a box somewhere, either here or at my parents'. I don't know.
I'm not going to ask you to hunt around for a VRU at this time of night in this heat. How about you then, John? Have you ever had the pleasure of commanding Pikachu with your voice?
No.
I'd love to. No. I've played Seaman for the Dreamcast. Does that count?
Close
enough. I mean, it's
adjacent.
Is Pikachu like Seaman in any way?
Seaman's a fish.
Oh, Seaman, the fish with the head.
The Leonard Nimoy one, yeah.
Yeah, I've not played that. I just know it. Why do I know it? I've got a Dreamcast.
It's similar to Hey You Pikachu. He floats around in a tank. You say things to him. He comments on them. He grows. One day, someone comes in and forces you to say goodbye to him.
Yeah. Say goodbye to the fish. I don't want to. All right. Well, I mean, I have been lucky enough to play Hey You Pikachu once when I was about 14. So I remember just saying a few things like, hello, and, come over here. I wasn't exactly a sort of thrill ride for me at the time. Yeah. So, yes, I mean, who better to steer this game in a new direction than three people who have either never played it or barely played it? I think I've obviously
seen enough YouTube videos on it.
Yes.
I think I've seen the whole game. I think the only thing that was missing from my mind is the fact that you had to say goodbye to Pikachu at the end. that one's a bit of a surprise.
You haven't been exposed to the cruel ending.
No, I got the happy start of Hey You Pikachu.
Yeah, I mean, there's that thing where you talk and the speech bubble kind of floats to his head and pops on his head. I see, it's very cute little things like that. I was thinking as I was watching the videos for it online to sort of refresh myself for today's episode. There are so many. It's such a game of its time because, internet was kind of very fledgling. You couldn't really post things online. People didn't have access to cameras very easily. And, you've got this little contained game where it's just you and your Pikachu and you're chatting to them. And the internet is just a sea of people talking smack at Pikachu. And I just think it's so sad. You almost couldn't release a game like that now because of just the sort of barrage of awfulness that would just be posted as you're being cruel to these Pokemon. Do you think, let's in a sort of hypothetical world where it had never been released, do you think it could be something that would be released now? Does that make sense? What do you think, John?
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo's kind of evolved the concept, right? Like being able to talk to your dogs.
Yeah.
But making it a core mechanic, I think people would just swear at Pikachu and insult him.
Yeah.
Why are you so yellow? Huh?
Yeah. Look at you, Chubby. Yeah, it's not. It's just, me. Yeah. What do you think, Josh? Do you think in a world where it had never existed, could it exist? Could it come into creation now?
It could, maybe, but I'm almost wondering whether it would be better served as a feature in a Pokemon game. Because on the DS, you've got, or 3DS, you had stuff like Pokemon Me, right? Which was basically the pet your Pokemon, feed your Pokemon, raise your Pokemon up, and they replaced that with the campsites in the picnic sites in Scarlet and Violet. But with the Switch 2's microphone now being a thing, you could easily bring that back and have it so you can just talk to your Pokemon in game and they react to,
confess to your Pokemon.
Yes.
Confess all your sins.
Confess to your Pokemon, then go to church, confess to your sins in real life.
Have you done are you going to pitch a confessional Pokemon?
I should have. I really should have.
I think I would pay good money to see Pikachu in a little, what's it called, a cassock or whatever it is, those robes that priests wear with a little collar. That'd be excellent.
Hey You Pikachu is just called Forgive Me Pikachu.
That's great. I mean, this is very sweet. So I was reading about the microphone. Apparently it's calibrated so it's better for higher voices. Because obviously it's it's meant for little kiddies to kind of feel attached to their Pokemon. The missions, we touched on them. I again barely had any experience with them, but looking them up, there's like a little, what is there? Looking them up, there's a little one where you have to care for some Caterpies, so you have to sort of, I think you have to kind of nurture them into turning into Metapods and Butterfrees. There's one we have to gather up ingredients for Bulbasaur's picnic. There's like a fishing one. There's a treasure one. There's a few games like that. So there is kind of small gameplay elements mixed in, but I think largely, really, it is, a sort of pet simulation game with your Pikachu. Mm-hmm. Did either of you play Pokemon Channel? Because it's not a direct sequel, but it's the same developers as Umbrella, and it's more, it's hanging out with your Pikachu basically. John, did you give it a go?
I played that one. Yeah. A friend of mine, I watched him play the entire thing. We sort of played it together, kind of. So I never owned it, but I saw the whole game, though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about you, Josh?
No, I never played Pokemon Channel. I knew of it because I remember the old videos from GameCube games. The Meowth with the guitar shows up as a trophy in Melee. Like, I knew of it.
Oh, Smash Brothers, drink.
Smash Brothers mention. But no, I never actually played the game myself. Again, it's one of those ones I feel like I've seen a video on, like a pretty good video on YouTube, and I think I know everything about it. You watched episodes of the anime and did a bunch of really random side things. But it was the first thing I was seeing. I was like, it's very much like Hey You Pikachu, but somehow less of a game.
Yeah, it felt like it was just kind of hanging out and watching Pokemon stuff. It was very weird. It was kind of like a backward step. So, developed by Umbrella, and they were dissolved, I think, a few years ago, incorporated into Creatures Inc. Yeah, so they're not creating. So if either of you got them in your pitch as well, not going to happen. I think, by the way, just before we get to the pitches, I feel like we have to include something in the podcast now, where every time somebody mentions Smash or a Smash trophy, it's got to be like fingers on noses or something, and we have to do something. But if anybody's got a good idea, let me know, because it comes up so much. We've got to make up some sort of game about it. We'll make up a game for it. Okay, so yes, back to Hey You Pikachu. It's. I don't know if it's fair to say it's gameplay light, but it's certainly more a game about just hanging out with Pikachu and chatting to Pikachu, right? And the kind of novelty of that in the late 90s, early 2000s. But luckily, we're going to find out now how we can bring the game back, because Josh, you won the quiz, so you are the president of Nintendo, but we are the board, and we demand that you bring back Hey You Pikachu, and you make it a great big success. So please tell us, how do you plan to do it?
Okay. So the core Hey You Pikachu was ahead of its time, right? The core concept of being able to speak to a Pokemon, something that all kids around the world want, fantastic stuff. Pikachu, absolutely adorable. It was very, very cool, but the technology just wasn't there to fully capture it, and that's where it sort of fell behind. It was very basic. They had to come up with very simple ideas to make it interesting, because the core concept, while it worked, wasn't that, like, Pikachu wasn't smart enough. He had very basic reactions. But we live in the future now, and artificial intelligence has become very powerful. So, we're introducing my best friend Pikachu. And
excellent.
It's going to be basically, we're going to make Pikachu incredibly smart using the advancements of artificial intelligence and machine learning. We're going to have Pikachu understand what you say and react accordingly and learn from you and respond back and take your actions. He's going to remember everything that you said to him.
Oh, God.
He'll be able to...
It really is Forgive Me, Pikachu.
And he's going to become your best friend. You can tell Pikachu everything. You can become good friends with him. Like, maybe you'll turn the game on. He'll give you like an apple in game, and like you can reward him, or you can be angry at him. And depending on what you do, next time he might. You can be angry. You have the freedom, to be like. We're not going to force you to say goodbye to Pikachu. He's going to leave on his own if you're too mean to him.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say, I'm not going to force you to be nice to Pikachu. Like, yeah, but you just should be.
You've had a bad day. Just shout at Pikachu for a bit.
You just slap the camera.
And Pikachu's going to speak back to you, but of course he's Pikachu, so he can only say Pika, Pika.
Yeah.
And, you'll get the inflections in his voice and the tone shifts. Here, you'll know when Pikachu is serious. We'll use facial recognition just like they did for Detective Pikachu in order to try and make him so that you could. It's uncanny valley almost in how much he emotes and reacts.
Okay.
And he's gonna do great stuff. There's not a whole lot of mini games in this.
Right.
It really is just we're putting all the money into the machine learning part of it to develop Pikachu as this support Pokemon for you.
Like a true pet.
Yes,
like a proper true pet simulator.
And I said there won't be many mini games, but Pikachu will still be able to do stuff. Maybe we can have episodes of the anime that you can watch for Pikachu. Bring that Pokemon channel thing back, but Pikachu will react in real time to the anime. Like, you don't have to look at the TV, you can look at Pikachu reacting to the TV. People like reaction stuff. So you can look at Pikachu's reaction, and he'll look at your reaction somehow. Because if you can set up the Switch 2 camera, if you have that, you can record yourself.
Why aren't you laughing? This part's really funny.
And you can film yourself in your living room, and you can have Pikachu look back at you and learn from that as well. Learn from your actions as well. Pikachu won't be afraid to tell you if something is wrong. Now, you might not be able to understand him because all he can say is Pika Pika. But we hope from his inflection that you'll be able to tell that he's a bit annoyed at you right now. He thinks you should put a shirt on.
So hang on, he's going to be like judging your physique. You come in, it's a hot day, you come in without a shirt on, and he's just like, Pika Pika. How's that going to work?
This one switch to camera. It's a very impressive camera if you don't have one. It's pretty good.
Okay. All right, fair enough. So, very, very strong pet simulator, kind of light on minigames, more about hanging out with Pikachu. Let's drill into the consequences, right? So, you're kind to him or you're mean to him. How long does he stay? If you're really horrible to him, does he go away forever? Have you just wasted, however much the game costs?
Pikachu will go away.
What can you achieve if you're kind?
Pikachu will go away. If you're really upset to him, you'll have to do stuff to apologize to Pikachu, make him come back. You have to show that you're sorry to Pikachu through your feelings, your emotions, your actions. Give him more berries.
Incredible.
We could introduce a more mechanic where if you really don't do this, Pikachu leaves forever, and then you have to get a new Pikachu somehow.
Okay.
We could.
All right.
We'll have to workshop how that one works. How you can get a new Pikachu in your life. We can introduce other stuff because Pikachu's now got Pichu. That's a new thing since. Yeah. So maybe Pikachu might show up one day with a Pichu, and now you have two. And maybe Pikachu can evolve into Raichu, but I don't think we really want to do that because nobody wants Raichu. Yeah. It's all Pikachu. Yeah. Maybe if you do have a Pichu that evolves, maybe as long as there's one Pikachu in the room, then the others can evolve into Raichu. But there's always got to be a Pikachu who is there.
Sure. I mean, I've got to give a shout. My wife's favourite Pokemon is Alolan Raichu. So there are some people...
Alolan Raichu is pretty cool. Maybe if you're playing the game in Hawaii, you can get it. But exclusively.
Do you think Peter Molyneux would be interested in making?
Oh well, I'm glad you mentioned it because he's on board. 22 cans are developing this game. We got a real auteur in on this.
Okay, is that your genuine answer?
That was my genuine answer. I was going to reveal that at the
end. Incredible. All right, John, what questions have you got for Josh?
So Pikachu remembers everything. Mm-hmm. There's machine learning, so he's going to learn from your actions and adapt.
Yes.
Could we be fearful of what we turn Pikachu into? If someone is a psychopath and they are interacting with Pikachu in a way that is harmful mentally, could Pikachu be a threatening creature?
We'll have some...
Good question.
I think we'll have to have some stopgaps in there because after all, Pikachu is a brand, and we can't be having YouTube videos going up of Pikachu killing people because he's learned from your psychopath. Thickness. You can't be doing that. So we'll have some stuff. Pikachu can get angry at you. He can shock you in game, but
Look at this good boy. You can't make him evil. Look at him.
He's going to have, remember, human motion capture facial recognition.
yeah.
He's going to lift an eyebrow.
Yeah, he'll look at you quizzically. He'll look at you angrily. He'll electrocute you if he thinks that you're, not good. But it's going to be comical. It's like the same way that Ash gets electrocuted in the anime, That first episode, Pikachu doesn't like him either. And he electrocutes him.
Let's say I've had a bad day. I go to Pikachu and I say, Pikachu, she's taking the kids.
Yeah.
Pikachu, I don't know what I'm going to do. How will Pikachu react to that?
Oh my god.
His ears will droop. His face will look sad. He'll come over and put his hand on your avatar. It's going to be in first person, so you'll see him come up and go like that. And he'll listen to you.
Yeah. This sounds mad, but isn't it mad that we're at the point in like technology that I don't doubt that you could program something to do that and understand that level of thing.
We're here now. This is the future. Oof. The present is the future.
That's scary. Make it a Pikachu.
Yeah. If anyone's got the money to do it, it's Pokemon.
Pokemon and Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, a combination we didn't know we needed.
Excellent. Okay, so he can shock you, play around with you, lend a sympathetic ear. Let's talk. You can hang out with him. You can watch TV. Can he be a player too in games? Can he jump in if you're by yourself? Can can he join you for a Grand Prix in Mario Kart? Is it that advanced that he can be your pet and sort of join in with things on your Switch as well? Can you run it while other software is running?
Pokemon Company doesn't like cross-contamination like that. We can't be doing stuff like that.
Fair enough.
They can't be doing that. It's relegated to there. Now, could we sell other games like could we resell the Pokemon mini games from the Pokemon Mini in this and make a little extra cash, and Pikachu plays that with you? Yes, that's perfectly doable.
Pikachu lets you know when a new Pokemon game comes out, which comes up to you with a box.
Pikachu
points to your wallet.
Pika.
Hey, you know what was really popular for a time? Twitch plays Pokemon. How about Pikachu plays Pokemon? You sit there and you watch Pikachu play.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I mean,
that's all you don't get.
You've essentially created yet another financial obligation for people that have children. It's like, here's another dependent for you.
No Game Boy Pokemon game is going to be on NSO, but we will have Pikachu playing them within this game. Yeah,
incredible.
Right. Pikachu, and he'll make independent choices. You will watch Pikachu release Charmander, and
don't say that. I am so upset with you two about so many things this week. That is, that hurt. That hurt a little bit. I didn't like that. I would love to see the nicknames it would come up with for Pokemon. Like AI picking Pokemon nicknames would be incredible. Okay. Are we seeing any other? Is it exclusively Pikachu? Any other options, or does it have to be Pikachu?
There'll be cameos, like I already mentioned Pichu as potential and Raichu. You might see a Pidgey land on the window and stuff like that. Pikachu will interact with it. A Meowth might come down. Like I'm imagining you're in like an apartment building, right, with your Pikachu. Right. And then you might see some other Pokemon around, and you'll get to see Pikachu react to it, and you can yell at them Pokemon if you really want. You can be like, "Shoo, Meowth, shoo!" And
here's a question then. So, that's great. I like that. But so you're saying it's got camera compatibility?
Yes.
Could you, if your Switch is docked and it's on the screen, could Pikachu be sat on the sofa that you're looking at? And if you sit next to him, he'll interact
if there's
on the telly?
AR stuff.
Or does he exist only in the telly?
It depends on how good the Switch 2 camera is, to be honest. I actually don't know. I don't know if it can handle AR stuff. If it could, then yes.
Yeah.
We can have Pikachu
you're going to put him in the room?
Yeah, you can put him in the room with you. When your psychiatrist says, "Is Pikachu in the room now?" You're like, if you turn that switch on, he will.
I don't know, Doc. Let me turn on my Switch too. All right, okay. A very in-depth pet simulator powered by AI. John, any more questions for you for Josh?
No more. I think I know everything I need to know about this game.
Yeah.
Oof, I mean, terrifying, but also brilliant.
Just got to believe in Peter Molyneux to take the vision to its logical extreme.
Yeah, if anyone can.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay, fantastic. John, you are now the president of Nintendo, but we are still the board, and we still demand that you bring back Hey You Pikachu. So please tell us, how do you plan to do it?
The new game is called What Have You Done, Pikachu? And Josh was saying that we can't have Pikachu killing anyone for the brand. This goes opposed to that idea. So you play as a police officer. You come to the scene, and there's a Pikachu and a dead Pokemon body. And you ask the question, what have you done, Pikachu? And you have to figure out how Pikachu has killed this person, this Pokemon. So you roam around the crime scene. Pikachu, being the murderer, is also the witness of what's happened. And you've got to crack him. Use his facial expressions, use his tone of voice to what you ask as a way to figure out the crime. So you might say, Pikachu, did you tamper with the electrical circuit? And you go, Pika?
Pika?
And then there's a clue. Maybe he tampered with the electricals. You go and check. He did. And you have to try and fix a timeline of events to what caused this murder to happen. And only when you have all the pieces of this murder scene can you solve the crime. It will be a roguelike, though. So completely random each time. People are going to have tailored experiences. So you might say to someone, have you done a scenario where Pikachu whacked a Pidgey with a brick? And they'll say, no, because mine's completely random. And in my scenario, Pikachu, he managed to convince somebody to put themselves in a bath and use Thunderbolt. So Pikachu, he's up to so many different mischievous activities in this game. The possibilities are endless, really.
What's the Rockstar game?
LA
Noire.
Yeah. So basically, you're pitching Detective Pikachu meets LA Noire.
Yeah.
This
is the standard Pikachu, though.
Yeah.
He's not
just
talking.
want to be crystal clear, right? Okay, yeah.
But yes, you are watching his facial expressions very well.
I wanted to ask,
Incredible.
how does this tie into Detective Pikachu? Does it tie into Detective Pikachu? Because, I mean, that feels like the obvious thing.
I mean, we could make the police officer Detective Pikachu has come by to investigate this murderer Pikachu, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No. Because Detective Pikachu would understand all the Pika Pikas. He'd understand what they're saying. We can't have that. This is meant to be purely on the tone of the delivery of the Pika Pikas.
I see.
It'd be such a terrible game. What's happened here? Pika? Oh, he says he shot him. Oh, okay, yeah. Credits.
But this Pikachu is not going to be an honest Pikachu, though. He will lie to you. You've got to figure out when he's lying.
Well, is there a chance that we might get an honest Pikachu? Is there a chance that Pikachu is innocent?
Maybe he's been framed in some scenarios, Yeah, you assume he's the murderer in all scenarios, but perhaps he's been framed in a few of these random roguelikes, yeah.
What's the end game here, John? Is it like...
Catch Pikachu? get a solid case against him.
You got to catch them all.
Are there just an infinite number of Pikachu crimes to solve? Are there sort of like there's just
It's all
procedurally generated. Is it like every day there's a new crime, or
every day
is it until you solve
you
one?
log into your Switch every day for a new Pikachu crime?
Can you imagine at the end of Nintendo Direct? Tune in every day for a new grisly Pikachu murder on What Have You Done, Pikachu? Developed by Peter Molyneux. Right. Okay. I've got to drill down into this. Okay. So how much like death and murder of Pokemon are we seeing in this game? Is it pixelated out? Do you just fully see a murdered Jigglypuff? Like, where's the line here, John?
Depends on the crime.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
All right. Can I add to this? Is it only exclusively Pokemon that get killed, or will people also be killed?
Oh, trainers can get killed too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
So when I say depends on the crime to the previous question,
yes,
you could have a rather bloody scene. However, you could have more of like a charcoal scene where he's electrocuted somebody and turned them.
Sure.
They're burned. Or you could snap their neck. There's no blood involved. It's just kind of a flimsy body, you know.
Ragdoll.
There's no blood involved. Just childhood trauma forever.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't even know
What have
where
you done,
does us
Pikachu?
begin asking questions.
So, what region is this set in?
What's the most murdery of the regions? Probably.
What's Unova? Unova.
Unova,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Unova.
No offense, anybody from New York, but sort of. I've heard it's a high crime.
You get like the New York style beat cop, and
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm on board with that. How, in terms of the oh my God, John, how do I ask you questions about this? The descriptions of the crimes. Does somebody say, "Oh, we've got a disemboweled Meowth over here. Somebody stole his coin and jammed it into his eye." Oh God, how? Right. Is this an adult's game? Is this a game for adults? It has to be, right?
3+.
It's got to be.
It is, yeah. It's going to be 18+. So here's how it works.
But what's the appeal? Do you think 18 pluses are going to flock to this? Oh,
yeah.
Please.
Yeah. I think they're gonna TikTok it all. They're gonna love it all. So here's how everything works.
But irony poison to like it.
Go on.
You're not briefed. You're not briefed. You learn on the fly. So basically, every time you start a new round, you are in a building or a crime scene, anywhere a crime scene could be, and your first person avatar is up looking at the ground, looks up, and you see a Pikachu next to the body, and he goes, "Oh, what have you done, Pikachu?" And then from there on, it's you. You've got to ask the questions, figure out what has he done, why has he done, what's the motive, what did he do, what were the steps involved, make a case, get him in jail.
All right. Okay, you've got to jail that Pikachu.
Yeah.
Who's developing this game?
Creatures. They do all the 3D models. They know how to snap their necks, probably.
Yeah.
They're sick of Pikachu at this point. Like, oh God, just get him in jail for God's sake. All right. So this is obviously using the microphone. Any use of the camera?
No camera use for this. We want as many people as possible to play this.
Apart from children.
Pikachu's not really reacting to your expressions. You can say things any way you want. It's really about how he's going to react rather than you.
And
Okay.
So for Pikachu, like in recent years, he's been able to dress up and been put in loads of different costumes.
Yeah.
Are we seeing that here? Are we going to is the Pikachu's also going to be procedurally generated in how they look? Or is it going to be the same generic Pikachu? Sometimes it's a girl Pikachu, and that's the only difference.
I do like the idea of this being the same Pikachu.
He gets put in an adult prison and just walks through the bars like, "See you later." Does another crime.
I mean, you can find hidden outfits. So you find a little scientist outfit, and you're like, he must have worn this when he was dealing with the chemicals. But whenever you find him, he's always just a naked Pikachu, and it is the same one.
So you find the costume and then just jauntily place it on this person that you're investigating. Can you imagine if you were a police officer and you found somebody I'm accusing you of murder, but also look at this little sailor outfit, and you just popped it on them.
How are we keeping Pikachu from running away? Surely you run from the scene of the crime, right? Why is he still there?
He doesn't want to go to jail. He needs to prove his innocence by lying to you.
Can you handcuff him in little tiny cuffs?
Yeah, they just fall off there.
Put little rubber pouches over his cheeks so he can't do any shots.
Yeah. Pikachu is being complicit. He's going to comply with the investigation. He will lie to you, though. So he's trying to get out of prison, but he's not going to be honest about it all the time.
Do you have a partner Pokemon?
No.
It's just you.
It's
just you and Chew.
No other police
in a grisly crime scene.
It's you, Pikachu, and the dead body. Yeah.
Do you have classic interrogation? Do you have across from you on a table with a light?
You're just in the crime scene. You're not in an interrogation room. You're just roaming around the crime scene.
Okay.
It's let's say you notice that there's a smashed bottle with glass on the floor. You look over to Pikachu and say, "Hey, Pikachu, did you do this?" And he'll say, "Pika, Pika." So it's just you in a crime scene.
All right. Yeah, what is the fail state?
Exactly. So I was about to say. So does it end in you either saying you're innocent or you're guilty? Like, how does it wrap up?
Yeah,
because you've got a lot of opportunities. So how does it wrap up?
You've got a timer, and if you can't fit all the pieces together to get a solid enough case against Pikachu, he walks free.
Right. So you have to find evidence, then you decide if the evidence is relevant. Like, because surely otherwise, if you just pick everything and you're like, all right, I've got all this stuff, I'm sure some of it's going to be accusing Pikachu. Some of this will lead to something. Like, it seems a bit too easy. So,
can you plant evidence as well?
Perhaps you need a percentage clear meter.
All right.
So maybe some of your evidence has no actual meaning for the case, but as long as you have enough of it to meet that clear meter, you're good.
Why does this sound playable? How has this happened?
We can make this very IP without Pikachu. I think it could be quite successful.
But it's funnier with Pikachu.
And that's key. All right, I am fresh out. Josh, any more questions for John about this bitch? I mean, what do you say? I don't know. I think I would play this. And I think I would tune in every day to solve another Pikachu crime.
It's such a good Twitch game too.
Yeah, it is a good Twitch game. Can Pikachu kill you?
Yeah, I did think that.
That's a good question.
If he is guilty and you catch him, sure he's going to shock you to death. I mean, he's already. It's not like he's like, oh, I can't hurt people. He's killed people.
Yeah, I think there can be some. Like in most cases, no.
Okay.
But in every 1 in 10 case, you've got to keep an eye on that Pikachu because maybe you are investigating the bathroom and you noticed like Pikachu shuts the door, right?
Right. Okay.
He keeps you in there. So that can be evidence. Evidence he's tried to kill me.
And
Goes towards your meter.
And I guess following on from that, can you shoot Pikachu? If he's coming right at you.
I've got no.
Let's say you can, but you fail. No. You can, but you fail.
Okay.
Like, if you can't get him in prison, you haven't won. But if he tries to kill you, you can protect yourself.
You can just quick draw. Yeah. I never thought we'd see the day where we're talking about murdering Pikachu.
He's murdered others.
Game.
Yeah.
It's
life
true.
for a life.
Can you catch Pikachu?
No, you can't catch Pikachu.
Okay.
No master ball to him.
So hang on. Right, actually, one more slight game. I mean, this is ridiculous to drill down into a gameplay mechanic, but how do you quiz him? Is it like, do you have text options on screen, or is it talking to a microphone?
You're talking
kind of
to the
AI
microphone.
way? Right.
Yeah. You're saying your actual words.
He'll just understand. All right. Yeah. Okay, Josh. Any final questions?
I think I've hit them all. I think I've cracked the case.
All right. Absolutely incredible. We're low on time, so I'm going to throw in my third and final pitch for this week. My game is called Hey You Pokemon. So we all loved. I mean, no murder in this one, I'm afraid. Sorry, John. But yes, we all. I was about to say we all loved Hey You Pikachu. No, we didn't. Lots of people hated it. But you're right, Josh. The idea was fantastic, and the sort of conceit in the premise, really good stuff. I want to take it a step further from like Pokemon and Me and the base camps that you can set up in Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet and Arceus and all that kind of stuff. And I want to make a proper pet simulation game. But you have a team of 6. You can pick 6 Pokemon, and it's sorry creatures, but it's any 6 Pokemon. You made them, so make them. And if you're only loading up 6, you're only loading up 6, so you're fine. It uses heavy use of the microphone and the camera, and there's AI in mine as well. I'm sorry to say it, but if you've got the camera, the Pikachu will recognise. I'm going full creepy with this game, so if the game is on, the Pikachu will recognise different people that walk into the room. They'll have different reactions. If you've got a baby sister or brother, they'll do sort of funny things to make them laugh. If a parent comes into the room, maybe Pikachu does a little bow and then like waves at them or something.
Could Pikachu flirt with your wife?
Pikachu could absolutely that murdering son of a bee can flirt with your wife while you're out of the room. And like there'll be other things as well. Like if you bring a ketchup bottle into the room, Pikachu will go ballistic and tap at the screen because he wants the ketchup. And it's basically just you sort of, they can, as much of a pet simulation thing as you can get. They can see you, you can see them. Depending on the Pokemon you have, they might interact really well with each other. If you've got an Arcanine, Pikachu might sort of snuggle up and cuddle up with them. You might tune in and you see Pikachu riding around on an Alolan Raichu, that kind of thing. I would have a Marowak in there because he's my favourite Pokemon and is an absolute king. So yeah, you have your 6 Pokemon that you love and you just see them hanging out in the world. And part of the game, it's not really mini games, but you can set up, their sort of room and house however you like. The more you hang out with them, the more you can kind of customize that space, kind of Animal Crossing style, I guess. You just place things around. There are mini games that they can play with you. So I think, if there was like a rhythm game or something, all that you see all the little Pokemon hands in, you have to kind of tap along to the rhythms. Just fun little games to pass the time. But it is pet simulation. You have to feed them, you have to groom them. And I was thinking, who do I want to make this? Because there's so many people that make pet simulators and cozy games. Must admit, I didn't think of Peter Molyneux. But I couldn't get out of my head, and I'm pretty sure you guys love the Chow Garden from Sonic Adventure 2. And I just think, I don't know why, but I wanted to partner Creatures with Sega to develop it, which might be mad. But I feel like even so early on, they crafted this great little kind of, just little tiny contained world, right? With these creatures that you love, that you nurture, and they grow in different ways. So I feel like you have that in this game as well. And that's it, really. It's super simple, but it's just, they're there. They react. If you've got a camera set up, they react to different people in different ways. They understand your voice. They see your expressions, so they react to your expressions. And there's no controls. It's fully voice controlled, and you just hang out with your 6 Pokemon, and that's it. Quick sidebar, Josh, who's your favourite Pokemon?
Lucario. Because I'm basic.
Ooh. No, it's a good pick. John, who's yours?
I go back and forth a lot. I love Kadabra. But
you don't often get mid transfer mid evolution.
Yeah, I think it's because growing up I didn't trade my Kadabra for an Alakazam, so I had Kadabra in my team.
I do like Haunter over Gengar. So
Haunter's cool. Yeah, Haunter's very cool.
And this is probably not a popular one, but I love Chikorita.
Yeah, that's definitely not a popular one.
I think he's a cute little bean.
I think Chikorita might be the least popular starter.
That's cute.
I love Chikorita. I've got a Chikorita plush somewhere. Not with
no way.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, my wife scolded me.
Scolded you for liking Chikorita.
yeah. She scolded me out of clay 2 little Cubones hanging off a branch that she found. Incredible. Marowak. I don't know why I love Marowak. Sort of weirdly maudlin, but kind of action packed. Just love it. One of my favourite episodes when I was a kid. I don't know what that says about me as a child. But yes, so you pick 6 Pokemon. They can come from your bank. And they bank. It's not a bank anymore. It's home. And they hang out in their Pokemon home in Hey You Pokemon. Okay. I will accept questions from the board.
Okay. I've got a question. So you can bring any Pokemon from Pokemon home.
Any Pokemon.
Will these Pokemon return to home with benefits? Like, are you raising them within this experience that can then be taken to other Pokemon games?
Interesting. Now, it's weird because I've always wanted to talk about Pokemon on this podcast. I'm wearing a little Pikachu Pokemon shirt, which was covered in sweat, slightly less sweaty now. And I've always wanted to sort of Pokemon to kind of become more of a sort of all-encompassing thing, right? That all your Pokemon could go anywhere with you, and they enjoy the benefits from that. So I think they would get, the standard medal from being on this game, but the thing I really liked about sort of Sun and Moon and stuff like that was making IV training quite fun and accessible and interesting. And I think if you want that to be part of your journey, you can do this here with them. You've got the old Pokeball controller from Let's Go for the Switch. Take them out for a walk and get some steps. And it may be, I don't know if they send out communications, those balls, but if you walk past somebody else, you can have a visitor at your home. Yes, I think it's yet another place where you can kind of pamper. Maybe you can change the way, maybe you can give Pikachu a little curl or something, and that Pikachu retains that hairstyle wherever he goes. That gets a bit more complicated with development, but yeah, nice details that you can add to your Pokemon that you can take wherever they go with you. Yes, is the answer. I like that.
I've got a question. So, you've got 6 Pokemon from your Pokemon bank in there in your game.
Mm-hmm.
If Pikachu can flirt with your wife, can any of the 6 Pokemon flirt with your wife? Yeah. So,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh guys, I don't know how I feel about this, but
I hate
maybe you get home and Ditto has just turned into your wife. but with the Ditto face.
Now that's when AI has gone too far.
Yeah, because they can see you in your house, so they could mimic your voice and stuff. Oh, I mean, I don't like it, but it would be really good.
It would sell quite well, probably.
Yeah,
it would sell quite well in a terrible, horrible way.
So
I don't like it, but
so
it's an
all
option.
the Pokemon have that same sort of AI. Then it's not just Pikachu. Because I was wondering if Pikachu counts as one of the 6, or if there's like technically 7 and it's Pikachu.
They've all got
then...
the capability to flirt with your wife.
They can all kill and flirt. Pikachu. No, it's 6. If it's not Hey You Pikachu anymore. Yeah. It is Hey You Pokemon. So if you're a Pikachu hater, he's out of there. You don't need him. There's a lot of Pokemon that are bipedal. There are a lot of Pokemon that are on 4 legs. So you can have like general stuff that they follow along the same pattern of. A Persian and an Arcanine might move around the space in the same way. So you're not churning out loads of stuff for development. They can share animations and share those things, but yeah, they can all do those kind of things because the reactions and the things they're learning about you, that's shared between the AI, right? It doesn't necessarily impact how they communicate with you. I suppose if you're mean to Arcanine but you're sweet to Togepi, then maybe Arcanine will be standoffish, I guess. But yeah, they're sort of learning through that and they all recognise you in the same way. And yeah, they can all... I mean, again, they can only say their names. I don't know how much flirting they're going to do if my wife walks into the room and they go at her. I don't know. She might like it. I mean, I can go and try it once the recording's done. I'll see what happens. Yeah. But yeah, they can all flirt.
Will they remember the interactions? Like, if I boot the game up again, will the same Pokemon remember me? Yeah. So if I say Bidoof, Granddad's not doing so well. Bidoof is going to comfort me and remember.
Why do you hate all Pokemon so much? Just dumping all your trauma onto them. Yeah, Bidoof will remember that, and Bidoof will feel happy that you confided in him. And Bidoof, every time you come into the room for 6 months after, will put his little paw on the screen, just be like, Bidoof. I don't know what Bidoof says. Does he say Bidoof?
Must say Bidoof. I assume we're going by anime logic, and they all say their names, and not game logic where they just screech.
He'll put his little paw up and say Bidoof, and make sure you're okay. And when you're feeling a bit better, he'll try and cheer you up, play a couple of games with you. Yeah, they've got persistent memory.
Do I have to say goodnight to the Pokemon before I turn the Switch 2 off, or will they get mad?
Yeah, you have to say goodnight. I mean, I think it's like anything. You'll have a better relationship. If you just let them wander off, they'll be like, oh, okay. But if you're kind to them, you say your pleases and thank yous and your goodnights, then yeah, they'll be happy little Pokemon. I think they can, like game chat. I think it is like game chat. If you want them to pop up and let them watch you play games while you're playing games at the bottom of your screen, you can let them pop up and watch you play games. You can hang out with them. You can press game chat and select, humans or Pokemon, and then just let them watch what you're getting up to.
If I'm mean to a Pokemon, and then I send them back to Pokemon Home and back into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, will their behavior be different there? Will they miss their moves more often if I'm really mean to them?
I think that would mess with the metagame too much. I don't think we can get that deep. I think people would
just steal like a professional player's Pokemon, be mean to them, send them back to the game.
Yeah,
sabotage.
Yeah, Pokemon thievery might go up. We might see a surge in Rocket membership, and we don't want that. So, I don't think it goes that deep. I think it's skin deep. I think appearance and IV trade things that you can access through other things. That's fair game. Any final questions for Hey You Pokemon?
Will they alert the authorities if you tell them something like really bad?
Well, we've got the little man that pokes in his little face on the Switch, so they're always listening anyway. Will they alert the authorities? I think no, but it could be used in evidence if you commit crimes.
Yeah, they can take your Switch and look back at the
the chat log.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a reverse. What have you done, Pikachu? When they're catching you.
The eyewitnesses just put the TV on the stand.
That's on the stand. They put their witness in the dock. Hey! Oh, come on. I thought that was quite good.
It's very good, very good.
Stony silence. Well, that's it. There we go. 3 pitches to bring back Hey You, Pikachu. But do you like Josh's My Best Friend Pikachu, an AI-driven pet simulator? As close to a virtual companion as you can get, Pikachu can watch TV with you, join in games, and react in real time. Light on minigames, but rich in depth and consequences, this game is developed by Peter Molyneux.
Yes!
Rich in consequences.
I got to write something, John.
That's very good.
Do you like John's What Have You Done, Pikachu? A Pokemon murder mystery roguelike. You play as an officer grilling Pikachu, unraveling the clues to solve grisly Pokemon crimes. An adult Pokemon game, this fresh take is developed by creatures. Or do you like my Hey You Pokemon? Co-developed with Sega, this full pet simulator fully utilises the Switch 2 camera and mic with 6 Pokemon of your choosing to bring into your home, making them finally feel like true pets for the first time. Or do you have a better idea yourself? Let us know in the comments below. While you're there, if you could like and subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. You can find us all over on BlueSky. We'll put the links on the description. You can check out our Linktree. We also have a Patreon where we'll be discussing our first live episode, recording with you on the 15th of July. But for now, John, thank you very much for being with us this week.
I thought of the game I was going to say for that, by the way.
Oh, yes. What's the game?
Hamtaro.
Oh, Hamtaro.
Hamtaro, yes! Yeah. Okay, all right, we have our 3 games, so it's either going to be Custom Robo, Trauma Center, or Hamtaro. Let us know which you would like to hear. Hamtaro, good pick. John, thank you. Josh, thank you very much for being with us this week.
Always a pleasure. I can't wait for this Pikachu game to come out. Any of them. They all sound like banging concepts.
I would play them all. Thank you very much for listening, but for now, that's game over. Goodbye.